So why don't I listen to music while I lift weights? Now I want to clarify between lifting weights and then doing other activities. I listen to music while I do some kickboxing or if I do some sort of cardio stuff. I like to dance, I like to flow around. But when I specifically lift weights, when I do my strength training, I no longer listen to music. And this is something that I've done for forever. And what happened is I had some problems with some headphones. I got some new ones. I didn't like them. I forgot them one time going to the gym. And so I had some moments where I wasn't able to use headphones. And what I noticed while I was doing those workouts was my workouts were shorter, okay? I was more efficient with my time. I didn't rest as much. I tended to be more focused. And so I was like, that's interesting. Whereas I thought it would be the opposite. I thought I would lose focus more. I thought it wouldn't be as ramped up. I thought, I just had, this idea that music was a huge motivator for me because I love music and that gets me amped up. Well, in that time when I was messing around with not having them, I felt like I got more out of it. Then I got some better headphones and I went back to it. And then I don't know what happened where I decided I think it's probably best if I don't use them, because I was noticing when I went back to them, I was a little bit more distracted. I was like making sure that I had the right song or I had the right moment of the song for the toughest moment of the set of exercise. And the way that I train is I don't want to waste any time. I want to go from one exercise to the next. I want it to be super intense and I need to stay focused on the exercise itself to get as much out of that one exercise as I can versus, kind of entertaining myself and having fun while I'm doing that process. I leave the fun for, like I said, kickboxing or some sort of cardio where I'm moving around, dancing and stuff. That I need to enjoy myself. But when I'm going through the suffering of the pain and the burn of the muscles, that's what I need to focus on. I need to try to get one more rep, a half a more rep, 5 more pounds, whatever it might be, to push myself to that point of failure. And I noticed that I was doing a lot better without music. So I stopped using it. Then the other day, because I've been doing a little bit more kickboxing, I went, hey, maybe I should bring my headphones back and I should get a workout with music, because I was listening to these songs that I really, really liked. So then I brought the headphones back in and my workout wasn't good. I noticed I instead of moving right to the next exercise, I would look for the best for the song, or the song would end and I would go back and find it on my playlist. Like I wasted so much time trying to make every little moment pleasurable in my training session versus the reason why I'm there is it is to suck. It's to be really, really difficult. And that's where you're going to get the most out of your training, is that intensity factor. And my intensity suffered in that training session. So I kind of thought of David Goggins, where it's just, embrace the suck and stay hard and who's going to carry the boats. And I thought of that, in which a lot of that stuff is awesome with David, and some of it is just a little bit over the top. I really recommend his book. What is it? What's his, something, I forget I forget the title of his autobiography. Great, get the audio version. I love David Goggins, but some of it is a little over the top for me. But I just thought of that, like, if I have to have all these little comforts, I have to have the song right, I have to have everything perfect for me to have a good set of exercises. Like, what are we doing here? I felt like I was really soft, okay, to use David Goggins, terminology. And that's not why I'm there. I'm there because it's a means to an end. I'm going to make another video about this, talking about what's the way I look at strength training. It's a means to an end. It shouldn't be fun. It shouldn't be this happy time, or, I used to think that, and that might be good for some people, but the way that I look at it now, it's like brushing your teeth. You just do it because you want the end result of clean teeth. I want the end result of being strong, looking good, feeling good. And I need to crank that intensity up if I want to get to the goals that I want, versus making every exercise enjoyable. And or just getting through it to get through. I need to embrace the suck, and it needs to be as challenging as I can get through, because that's where I'm going to get the most growth out of each exercise. Is if I can do 10 repetitions and I only do 8 or 9, I need to be trying to do 12. I need to be trying to push beyond what I think I can do. And if I'm not focused because I'm distracted by the song, that was another thing I noticed. I was actually kind of thinking about more of the song versus staying in that mode of breathing and pushing through the exercise or whatever the exercise was. But I'm really digging deep, inroading that muscle and really going for as much burn as I can. I find that I can focus more and get more out of myself when I don't have that distraction of music that I kind of go all over the place. And that's just where my brain goes. And for me, that's great with cardio type stuff because it distracts me and I can just flow. There's not too much that I'm really needing to focus on. When you have a heavy weight on you and you're pushing, there's, as much as the music might be going, it all turns to silence to me, because I'm pushing so hard to try to get that last, like I said, even a half of a repetition. I'm all the way down. I'm trying to push it up. It's not going. And then I'm trying to fight it because it's pushing me down. I need to stay focused as much as I can. And for me, for JD, that music was distracting me and pulling me away from allowing myself to get as much intensity as I know that I need if I want to grow. And so I don't know if you have similar experiences, but for me, I went through that little phase and it just so happened to kind of teach me a lesson about training with music, that it was actually slowing me down. My workouts were longer. I wasn't able to get as much out of myself. And I find that I have a lot better output every single session because I'm just focused on that exercise. And I see it in the gym now when I see other people, they're on the phone, right? And they're scrolling through, or they're, with their headphones and they're doing all this stuff. And I just see it as, for me, wasted time. Maybe that's what they want to do. And hey, they're getting their goals and they're achieving what they want to achieve. But for me, I want to get in and I want to get out. And it was getting me away from my goal of getting through workouts quickly, not resting, really pushing myself, not just within each exercise, but in between exercises, going from one exercise right to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and getting done with the workout. For me, that's how I crank the intensity up, and that's how I get the most results out of my training sessions. So that was what I found out about music. What do you do? What are your rituals? Hey, are you going to try not training with music to see what it does for you? Again, cardio stuff, kickboxing, I gotta have my music because I dance in between my rounds and things like that, and it's more flowy and it's more creative. I look at like martial arts almost like a dance in a sense. If you're having an opponent, there's definitely a dance. So I like music that goes along with that. But with my training, I gotta stay focused and I have to make sure I get rid of as many distractions as I can so that I stay on point with that exercise. And for you, it might be the opposite. It might be that actually helps you focus more versus someone like me who gets distracted easily and my mind wanders. You might say that gets me in the zone, and if I didn't have my music and I took that away, I have less focus. But I just thought it was interesting. I wanted to share that with you guys, that it actually has this positive effect now that I don't listen to music when I strength train again. So that's it for today, and until next time, we'll see you then.